Hey there, I'm Chuck Mitchell, CEO of TechArts. Today, we'll be discussing the advantages and disadvantages of having subwoofers on an AUX versus being built into the processing of a sound system. The subs on AUX setup, which is quite simply running the main left-right outputs to only the full range sound system, which covers 80 to 120 hertz and above. A separate bus would then be routed to the amplifiers that drive the subwoofers, giving you individual subwoofer volume for each channel. The second scenario is when the sound system processor has a subwoofer output, which is derived from the full range main left-right output and uses a set crossover between the subwoofer range and the other components for the main sound system. I'm here with Jason Vandergrift, the Director of Technology for TechArts, to discuss the pros and cons of each approach, as well as scenarios where each one is valid. So let me just ask about the subs on AUX idea. I know it's a habit. We constantly get people to say, hey, can you pull the subs out of the processor and give me an AUX? Because that's what they want, that's what they're familiar with. Or maybe you can give me some of the disadvantages, and then we'll talk about times where that's the right way to do it. Can you think of a time where it makes sense to have a subs on AUX?
If I'm working in a system that doesn't have processing, and I have to just set up my console and I've got subs and everything's powered, say, so there's some kind of crossover built into the subwoofer, then certainly it's much faster and easier. And if it's a 1 day or 2 day setup, it's not a permanent install, perhaps that's the easiest way to a result. And sometimes fast is better, because if I can get to my PA setup quicker, then I can spend more time perhaps tuning that PA or sound checking. But in an installed system, something that's permanent and is not changing, I think it makes sense to treat the PA as a full range system with subs and tune it accordingly. With the amount of power we have in digital processing, it really doesn't make sense to me that we would go back to something like an AUX for a sub. Subs in an array, it's a low incentive for me to use a sub on an AUX because it's all aligned. And it really depends on how you want to look at your low frequency content. If I'm working in a theater and I'm using my subs as an effect, I think subs on an AUX would make a lot more sense.
Yeah, that's another
because maybe I just want to send something to a sub in that situation, just to create an effect. It's all going to be application-based and should be application-based, not that there's one size fits all. But for most systems, I think having the simplest route to a solution is usually the best one and the cleanest route. And the least variables, less chance that there's going to be an issue later down the line.
Hey, thanks for watching, and I hope that helps you guys out. If you have questions, go to techarts.net and let us know if we can help you out.